What's good? This is CJ, the connoisseur, and today I have a really interesting video. It's by Ohmeezzy, and he's breaking down Myron Gaines. I don't know why he's doing this. I think dudes like Ohmeezzy don't understand. Myron Gaines needs haters, right? He needs you guys. He needs you guys to make content about him because it makes him relevant, right? Because what made him relevant is gone, right? The OF joints are going down. His platform is not making any money. And so Ohmeezzy educated us on his Myron's new tactic of trying to get relevancy. And unfortunately, now we know. Thank you so much, Ohmeezzy.
Women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the kitchen
We can
on the
set
other
the
side,
table up.
and then you can go ahead
We
and
can
do
set
that.
the table up. It ain't gonna be no argument. Everybody, women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the
We
kitchen
can
on the
set
other
the
side,
table up.
and then you can go ahead
We
and
can
do
set
that.
the table up. It ain't gonna be no argument. Everybody gonna agree with me because it's facts.
Yeah, sure. Then you can go ahead and set up a table and do that for your channel.
Do you admit there's millions of women out there that flourish pursuing their career?
That is a minority.
Do you admit that it exists though?
Bro, this nigga just here to argue, bro.
Do you
All
admit
right,
that it
let's get the next
exists?
person on, bro.
Hey, he's scared to debate me. Y'all.
No,
Hey,
you're making an argument for the exception and the minority.
the exception is way bigger than you think. That's all I'm saying. You acting like it's 1%. It might be 10. It might be 15. It might be 20. It definitely ain't one
It's
in
still the
2025.
Ohmeezzy, why are you recording? Why is this a video, brother? I don't understand it. I don't. Myron Gaines is a character, brother. That's what he is. He's a character. He's not a real person. He's playing a persona because he has a huge incel fan base that needs him to say these ridiculous things so they can feel good and all warm and tingly inside. That's why he says it.
Minority, bro.
Come on, Myron.
It's called common sense.
Myron, lock in, bro.
It's called common sense,
Lock
man.
in, bro.
It's called common sense.
These are just facts, bro. I'm sorry. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
Who's
bro.
talking to you, though?
The base of his argument was you losing hoes. That's why I was like, all right, bro.
Come on, Myron. Stand in the fire. You finally met your match. Somebody who's going to give you a taste of your own medicine, and you can't even do it. But this is why I say this style of content has to be the stupidest style of content in the world. I've talked about debate style content on this channel before, and I'm very critical of specifically platforms like Jubilee, who do the one versus style of content. And honestly, it's never anything productive. It's just rage baity.
And this is where we differ. All right, so Ohmeezzy, debates are for entertainment. That's it. That's why it's not a waste of time. That's literally the reason why we watch it. Why do you think we put Sleepy Joe and Trump on camera together? So we can see Donald Trump make fun of Sleepy Joe. It's funny. We love to see people get ridiculed. I know you don't want to believe that, but it's the facts. We love it. It's fun. It makes us feel happy because it's something about people getting made fun of. It just, I don't know, it appeals to our, like, I guess, bullies. We all have an inner bully. You know what I'm saying? It appeals to that. But anyway, yeah, like, debates are for entertainment, bro. You're not going to learn anything from a debate. You're definitely not going to change anyone's mind, because if you came in there with your mind fixed on something, you're not going to change. Most of the people most people that actually change their mind during the debate, they were in the middle of the situation. Like you mentioned, Jubilee had a Republican and a Democrat debate, right? It's one of the ones like an hour or something long, and then they had people that were like in the middle, and those people moved, right? Those people moved. The people that were in the middle moved. But if you were a staunch Republican, you might see a point, you might agree with it, but you're not going to change. That's just, it is how we are.
And clickbaity the whole time. But I'm not a fan of pretty much any debate style content on the internet, and this video is the reason why.
Spit it out.
No, well, Asians tend to have IQs, followed by white people, then followed by Hispanics, and then Africans tend to have the lowest.
And I can't argue with them numbers, but no IQ study is ever controlled environment.
Okay.
Like, the conclusions are invalid. They don't control for environment. Environment heavily affects IQ.
Now, what the young man is saying is factually true when you do these studies or these experiments. It's something that you learn in middle school, hell, even elementary school for some people, that when you're doing some sort of experiment, there are certain variables and factors that have to take into consideration. Things like environment, things like food, things like, you know, parents being in the household. There's so many factors to take into consideration, but the way that the internet does these sorts of conversations or debates literally just puts this broad brushstroke on the picture so they can paint their narrative however they would like. Now, Myron is smart enough to know that this is to be true, so he can't outright refute it, but
It's not about wrong or right. It's about public ridicule. It's about making a person feel dumb. It's about getting the clip. You said that. I agree. Like, if you're thinking Myron's going to really debate someone for real, especially a college student, you know, someone that's like just started paying bill, maybe not even paying bills yet. They probably don't even have any type of phone bill, water, nothing yet. You expect them to like be able to debate a grown man that's had responsibilities for at least 10, 15 years and win? No, he's doing it so he can garner more attention to himself because his other way is dying. And because you brought this up, now it's, I don't want to say it's not re-alive, but it's like now we know he does this. I didn't know Myron does this because I don't follow him like that. So I don't know what he does.
he damn sure looks flustered when this is approached to him because he's never had anybody debunking the argument so fast to say that, hey,
Because he has incels and basement dwellers around him, or he has OnlyFans chicks. That's why. And because you brought him up, that's the reason why we know now.
material that you use, these weak ass studies, this 2001 report that you use is selective research. Now, the rest of the conversation depicts exactly what's wrong with this, as opposed to taking in that information that Myron just got from this young man. You know, the information that he probably already knew before, but decided just to leave it out. Instead of taking that in, rephrasing the statement, you know, retracting it or doing any sort of other configuration of a new statement, he decides to continue to push forward and fight forward in order to get his clip off.
Your argument is basically that
This is about the clip. Myron is a content creator of the RP. So that's what he's going to do. If you know, we know this. These dudes over there, they don't have any real lived experience. They don't really know anything about real life. That's why they quote statistics and all these different things. And so because that's all they know, they're just going to go back to that point because that's the only point they really have. And then they're like, well, debate me on the stats. They know the average person doesn't walk around with a whole bunch of stats in their head. They don't know. They know that. So that's why they can use that point.
it's not controlled for environment, so therefore it's not valid.
Exactly that. You agree? Wait, hold on. Did I just change your mind? Not fast.
No, you did.
None of those studies control
he
for
didn't.
environment. You take somebody like me, for example. My environment, lead paint in the walls, lead in the water.
It's like, no, you're a human, you're able to make decision. You have will. You're able to decide what you want to do.
Him being a human being and being born into a place that has lead paint in the walls and lead in the water doesn't have anything to do with him having free will and autonomy and agency. Myron can't even be genuine in this conversation and just acknowledge that, hey, you know what? Maybe I've never thought of that before.
Why are you expecting Myron to be genuine? I don't understand. I do understand. I think Ohmeezzy is one of me emotional, naive brothers. Like, maybe he has a lot of hope in his soul or something like that. Dude, Myron's about money. He's about money. That's it. I think he's trying to find another way to keep his name popping in the algorithm. And this is a good way, I guess. You know, he knows that his demographic is college age people. Like, the people that follow him are younger adults. They're not like, I'm 35. Like, 35, I'm not listening to this nigga. Like, we're the same age or whatever. Like, I know as much of life or more life than he does. So I wouldn't listen to him. But someone college age is susceptible, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have any lived experience yet. So it makes sense for him to go on college and try to change their mind, because a lot of adult development happens in college. Not all of it, just a good amount, to where it can shape where you go as an adult.
or maybe I am wrong. My thinking here is wrong. Instead, he continues to push forward because in the nature of content that he does, he knows that there is some sort of clip to be found in this, even if it means being as egregious and disingenuous as possible whenever you're debating.
He's Myron Gaines. That's his whole thing, is being egregious. Like, what? That's his whole thing. That's his whole thing. He's known for he's known for calling women the B word and kicking them out his house. That's what he's known for. Like, what are you?
One of these college kids.
Do you know how to make a sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's a woman's job.
I think you mentioned you have an open relationship, but specifically on your end.
Only on my end, yeah.
So you take the nuclear family, which is a loyal and faithful husband.
Only women could be sluts. We are the slut makers. This girl's over here trying to call me a slut. Hey, we're the slut makers, man. There's no such thing as a man that's a slut.
This is the nature of this content. No fact.
All right, let's go. 10 seconds is up.
This content. No fact checks, just vibes. Who can be the loudest and who can say the most outrageous things that'll end up going viral on Twitter the next day. It's time.
Welcome to red pill content. That's what it's about. That's his thing. I'm confused. I'm confused of like why he's trying to decipher what Myron's doing. This is what he does. This is who he is.
Tired. Honestly, it is extremely, extremely tired, especially when these things are posed as intellectual conversations where two people are trying to, come to.
Intellectual? Are you serious? Is that what you think this is? So you are naive. You are. You are naive. You think this is intellectual. You don't think it's rage bait. You don't think he's just there to get people riled up so he can point and see he's an emotional man. That's his stick, bro. Like, he does the same thing to women he does to men. And if you don't agree with him, something's wrong with you. Like, it's very simple.
To some sort of conclusion, maybe get somebody to change their mind. But it's not really a change my mind, especially when you say things that are as vague as, oh, well, all women do this. And then when somebody says you should probably change the statement to more generalities, you refute even that as an option. Like, there's nothing to be gained in this but clip farming as opposed to an intellectual debate.
Either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
Oh, he's not a Christian? Oh, snap. Why does he always talk about? Never mind.
You don't have to tell me. I was under the impression I was invited to talk to a
was.
Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel. You're probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something, you are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing. Right? You're not a Christian.
I'm done with him.
Yes. See, the public ridicule is like, it's like a sugar high, like, like some good Skittles. Is like, it just gives you a little buzz. That's woo, that's what you get out of it. That's all it is for, is entertainment, bro. Like dudes like this dude, they're so like internet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, get outside, go outside, and know that outside is different than inside. And we all know, we look at this content, it's some barbershop content, right? Where it's like, we know a lot of barbershop content is nonsense, right? It's nonsense. We're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, right? Does it matter who's better? It doesn't matter. They're both successful black men. They both did what they do, and we'll never see as much money as they see. We talk about it for decades. We'll talk about it. That's what it's for. It's entertainment. That's all debate is entertainment. It's no this facade of like, it's we're going back and forth for ideas and all that stuff. I've done this before, right? Where I've laid out points, talking points. I broke down my talking points and it didn't get through. And I realized when someone has a fixed mindset, you can show them the water, right? You could put their face next to the water and they can still say it's sand. Like,
even when presented with something that just seems to be irrefutable, or at least would have you stop, pause, and think, this can't be enough for these people that participate or initiate these debates or these change your mind series. Because ultimately, it's not about, the other person changing somebody's mind or even being open and available to that. It is about not looking like a jackass and winning the debate. But I think that that's even disingenuous and nasty, because why are we trying to win in some things that are conversations about things that actually have harm and actually hurt people, instead of having a...
because it's fun. That's why it's fun. Do you know what fun is, Ohmeezzy? It's fun. We do it because it's fun. Just like I said, we talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and we probably gave LeBron James a whole fucking like a complex over this because we keep comparing them, but it's fun. We like it. It's fun. That's why we do it.
pill to swallow. Myron wants to make sure that I'm in control of this clip and we bring it back to where I want
I
to.
would hope
Because the
so.
bottom line is I can't handle it.
I would hope so. It is his platform. Like, what? I would hope so. He does it. Like, do you know how? Okay, do you know how crazy it is, right? For Myron Gaines, right? Super successful red pill dude, whatever, right? To come to your college, set up a thing, probably pay the college some money to be there, and then get roasted by a freshman. And then what type of like, do you really think he would put that video up so people could see him get roasted and then like meme it and make it forever? Like, why would he do that? That is not logical at all. Like, come on, man. Like, wake up, bro.
If I am being exposed in public.
These people are in different conditions. That might affect the outcome of the numbers.
Okay, look, we could sit
I'm
here.
2 for 2 right now.
Bro, you ain't 2 for nothing,
I'm
bro.
2 for
You're not
2
2 for nothing, bro. Like, bro, you're not 2 for nothing, bro. Like, the reality is you're over here saying, oh, it doesn't account for society. This is a meta-analysis between hundreds of studies on IQ from people all across the world. And what
All
they
across
found
the
is,
world in different
here's the bottom
conditions.
line, bro. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this. Asians score the highest.
I'm right, you're wrong. That's the bottom line. That's it. That's it. I'm right, you're wrong. Let's move to Ohmeezzy, bro. I really don't care what these niggas is talking about. I'll be honest with you. I don't care.
Latinos are behind them, and blacks tend to be at the bottom. Because you're
Yeah,
literally making excuses saying, well, oh, they didn't account for this or they didn't account
No
for
one
that.
cares.
When in they probably did.
They probably did. Myron, this is your study that you're presenting. Did you even read it? You should be able to understand the nuances and the details of the realities of the reports and studies that you're bringing to the table to present as facts like you do. Or are you just reading things surface level, getting, perspectives and opinions and...
He's just reading things surface level, brother. That's what he's doing. I don't understand why you don't get that either. Some of these dudes are on a short bus, or we're on a short bus. Like, it's pretty obvious he didn't do any real research. He's probably read the title and then maybe the first paragraph and then took it, and then, because the thing, he knows no one's going to see, no one fact checks like in real time. So it's like he can say all this stuff, get it off, and then because you're in a discussion, you're not going to stop everything and say, let's go to Google. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that, but most people don't do that. Like, most people will just take your word for it, or they'll try to use their own experience to debate. And it's like, no, we can just Google it right here. You know what I'm saying? But most people are not like that. So he can just get it off, because like I said, most people don't walk around with stats and figures in their head of these different things to make points.
Studies on your side of the internet, using targeted keyword searches only in order to further your talking point. Like, oh my God, be genuine for 1 single second.
I'm struggling. Like, is he talking to Myron Gaines being genuine? Are you talking about Myron? The dude that calls women and kicks them out, especially if they disagree. Like, and he actually has these people, like, he hires people to get these women to come into his house to debate. And as soon as they disagree with him and have like a back and forth, he kicks them out. Like, why would he?
But you know what really grinds my gears about this sort of content?
What?
There's a
What?
level of disingenuousness that I learned when I watched friend of the show, Saji's channel. You see, these people that get into this debate style content, like Charlie Kirk, usually go to college campuses and usually target freshmen and, you know, try to pose it as some sort of greater good that they're doing for society. You know, we're talking to adults and it's time to stop talking to adults like children. You know, the people that are either 17 or just turned 18 and they're freshmen on campus.
So there's no way this is a lie, right? The reason why it's a lie is because how do you know they're targeting freshmen? Do they say, "Oh, freshmen come to this"? Like when you're saying things, Ohmeezzy, understand, right? You can't do what Myron does since you have a more higher ground, right? What is your proof they're targeting only freshmen? I know what happened, and because I went to college, what happened was there's posters and signs of Fresh and Fit, right? The upperclassmen probably don't watch or like Fresh and Fit. And the only people that actually watch Fresh and Fit are freshmen. And those are the only people that probably show up, right? That's what happens. I bet you there's not, you can't show me, Ohmeezzy, a sign where it says freshmen's come debate. Show me a sign. That's all I'm asking.
And they don't really know what's going on. It's cool to get them riled up for the clip. But when I saw Saji's video and discovered how disgusting Charlie Kirk actually was, I knew that this was just to a whole different level.
Charlie Kirk has essentially built his career on going to college campuses and clip farming and embarrassing innocent college students who just want to stand up to this small-faced man. But that's not the way he frames it.
Why do you, as like a professional pundit, think it's fair to come to college campuses and debate like college freshmen? Like, doesn't that seem like kind of unfair to you?
Why are you there, sir? Why are you debating him? See, this is understand. This is another thing, Ohmeezzy. Brother, they don't have to show up. You know what's more powerful? You not talk about Fresh and Fit. People not go see Charlie Kirk, right? He go there and it be empty. Then he can't make content. Then he has to rethink his strategy. See how that works? But they went because they're goofy like you.
Well, hold on. I mean, let's stop talking down to college kids. I'm talking to voters, right? Or why don't you go bring a professor and bring him up to the mic?
Okay, well,
Charlie, maybe professors aren't debating you because, one, they understand how pointless it is, and two, you're fucking reporting them for being pro-Palestine. Turning Point USA reported on a number of college professors who have espoused blatant support for Hamas and have promoted anti-Semitic sentiment.
Turning Point USA being Charlie Kirk's nonprofit organization. These professors who are teaching at these different universities who champion different voices and different opinions, et cetera, for the sake of education, now have to fear coming up to you. So you claim as if it's a safe environment for them to come up to you, but then all of a sudden you make it unsafe to the point where they are losing their jobs over these sorts of things. Charlie, let's be genuine. It doesn't matter which type of debate style content.
You keep asking content creators to be genuine. Why do you keep doing this? I think you need to look in the mirror and do some soul searching. Content creation, anything to do with capital is never genuine. Maybe you're the only one genuinely on making genuine content. Most people are not. That's just a fact. They're making content that gets them money so they can take care of their life. Genuine. What? This dude is like, it's like he lives under a rock or something. I don't know.
I watch on the internet today. It could be another Candace Owens 1v20. It could be House of Highlights doing a 1 Angel Reese fan versus, 10 Angel Reese haters. It could be whatever. The common things that I see are disingenuous takes on both sides, nasty prompts that leave out a bunch of nuance and have all these.
Why would the prompt have nuance? They want do you know what gets views? Nasty takes. Do you know what gets views? Saying harmful, bad things about certain subjects. Nuance is boring. It's dry. Like, what is wrong?
Plot holes in places and spaces for the person who reads the prompt to be able to back up and say,
Yes,
well, I didn't mean
yes.
that, I didn't mean that. And
Yes.
ultimately, this win or loss culture, in some of these debates or change my minds is so stupid because it's no longer about being a person who is open to, getting in new information. It's about being right. And being right in these conversations is really silly.
Even if you're
if you want new information, you wouldn't debate over it, Ohmeezzy. Why would you go to a debate to get new information? You would seek mentorship, right? You would seek someone that knows something that you don't know. You wouldn't, if I wanted to know something, I'm not going to go and go against someone that has a different idea that goes against my idea. That doesn't make any damn sense.
offensive, women will respect that.
That's
So
unnecessarily offensive, though. You can add a little more precision to your statement. Have everybody happy, everybody more educated.
So here's the thing. The only thing I can do is I can say something that's generally true. I can't control if someone gets offended by that.
This is what you need to do.
They know.
This dude got me listening to Myron Gaines, bro. Like, this dude, bro. Oh my God. I feel like I lost brain cells.
What they're doing, and at that point we just can't entertain the conversations and the content. I think Myron is long gone from the days of sitting across from Walter with a bunch of
That's what I'm saying. He can't get that no more. That's gone because of he's not it's not monetized anymore, so he's not making that money, so he has to pivot. This is his pivot, and the only reason why we know this pivot is because of you, Ohmeezzy. I'm just saying.
304s in front of him, and this is his new way of creating rage content. And to be honest with you, it's a lot of these internet commentators' new form of making content. They feel like it's tapping into the real people, but ultimately it is rage baiting, as admitted by Myron himself. There's no need to prompt people like this or have these nasty circular arguments, or hell, just bring to conversation studies that you don't even know the details of. You don't give a damn about having your mind changed. You just give a damn about what the clip is going to do. And that's exactly why.
Okay, we're done. This is the most naive brother I've ever seen in my life. Mind changed. Who goes into a debate wanting their mind changed, Ohmeezzy? Show me the person and then I'll believe you. Like, who goes in there? Who goes into a debate with an open mind? Shut up. I'm out of here. This is Chris. I'm out of this. This is crazy. This dude is insane.